the official MoonWilly.com podcast, your source for news and updates from the hottest token in DeFi. Here's your host, the voice of DeFi, Steven.
What is up, everybody? It's Steven, me, the voice of DeFi, and today was 5 out of 5 AMAs in 5 days, and we finished with a really good one. I mean, a really good one. It was an AMA with Jason Kovar. He's the co-founder of GameStation. GameStation sees itself as the Kickstarter of gaming, of blockchain-based gaming. And it sounds really cool, guys. I mean, this project sounds really, really cool. So check it out. I'll put a link in the show notes to GameStation.io where you can click on it and check out more about the project. But listen to some of his answers. You're going to get excited about this project as well, as I asked him a lot of questions, and we even offered the community to ask some questions as well, which they had some great questions from the Moon Willy community. And to be honest, Jason had some great answers. So I appreciate him coming on here and answering these questions. I appreciate his project, but really, I think you will appreciate hearing everything as well. So enjoy. What is up, everybody? It is me, Steven, the voice of DeFi. And today we are doing AMA number 5. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's Friday, the 5th day of the work week. And we're bringing to you the 5th AMA that we have done all week. And man, I'm excited because it is a good one. We're going to do GameStation. Okay. And you can find their website on GameStation.io. We have with us Jason Kovar today. He is a co-founder of GameStation, who calls themselves on their website the Kickstarter of Gaming. Kickstarter of Gaming. We're going to talk a little bit about that with him today. I'm really excited. I've always been, I don't know that I'm a hardcore gamer, but I love video games. If I had more time, that's probably where I would spend a lot of my time. I love Kickstarter. I love the idea of independent people making things and creating, a whole business out of it. I think that's great. And to be able to combine those things, that is really cool. So I'm really excited to be able to talk with Jason today about GameStation and just about all in all of just the business of gaming and how he can really help out with that, of course, to be able to make it a bigger industry, because blockchain-based gaming is going to be bigger and bigger. Well, first of all, let me make sure I have him in here. Jason Kovar, are you in here today already? It does not appear so just yet, and that's okay. I'll keep my eye out for Jason. Kevin, if you can see if you can kind of hunt him down and get in here.
Yeah, I'm talking to him right now. Just 1 sec.
No problem. Let me just talk a little bit as everybody's in here. If you are following around Jason around to find out as much as you can about GameStation and you are new in here, this is the MoonWilly.com podcast. We, every day at this time, 1800 UTC, Monday through Friday, we're in here and we talk everything from crypto to what we ate for breakfast and lunch and dinner to the Moon Willy token itself. And then we also have these fire AMAs that we bring you as well. So lots of things here. It's not just, even though you're in the Moon Willy Telegram, it's not only, we don't only talk about the Moon Willy token in here. We talk about quite a few other things. He's coming. All right. Just holler at me whenever he does, because if I get rolling here, I don't look. And next thing you know, I've talked for 20 minutes and he's been waiting. But yeah, so if you're new in here and you're wondering what this is all about, we speak about everything in here. We'll talk about crypto some days, most days. We'll talk about Moon Willy some days. And we talk about just everything else in between on all days. Now, a lot of times it's got kind of a finance thread to it. But sometimes if you hear the gentleman I'm talking to, Kevin, he's not just a dude. Okay. He is a dude, but he actually is the founder of the Moon Willy token, and he runs the Cryptopedia network. And the Cryptopedia network is there's a website to it, but there's also a YouTube channel. And Kevin's been in that game for some time, where he covers a lot of promising projects. And he talks about, the great things going on with those projects. He really knows the industry. And because of that, he's became well connected in the industry. Okay. So whenever we have a lot of great AMAs that we have in here, a lot of it comes from his connections that he's made along the way. Or sometimes it's connections of connections to be able to, get a lot of people in here. There's Jason. Jason, whenever you get a chance, unmute that mic and I'll introduce you and we'll get going. How are you today, Jason?
Your voice is amazing. You could be on any radio station anytime you decide that you want to go be a DJ. That is just fantastic.
That's awesome. I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah.
I need to go to my local radio station and say, hey, what's up?
Stay with crypto. We need you.
Yeah, I was about to say I'd have to talk about top 40 music or something like that, and I want to talk about crypto, man. I want to do
I like it.
I want to do fun things.
Awesome.
Well, that is good. If you guys don't know who this is I'm speaking to, this is Jason Kovar. He's a co-founder of GameStation, lots of experience in the industry. And today we're going to learn a little bit about Jason himself and of GameStation so we can learn a little bit more about his project. Let's start out with you, Jason. We're going to get to GameStation here in a moment, but first I want to know more about yourself. Where did you get started in crypto? Where'd you get started in gaming, blockchain, all of that? Give me your origin story.
Wow, I could keep everyone on the phone for a whole hour with that alone, but I won't do it. And let me just start off by saying this. Thanks a lot for having us. And I know there's a lot of people that are tuning in and listening, and we really appreciate it. I mean, everyone at the GameStation team has just been really excited to come on here and kind of talk about what we've been doing just in a kind of a fireside chatty kind of way. So Thanks a lot. Thanks for having us. And thanks everyone for tuning in. I'll try and make it fun and not just as, I don't know if any
fun, right?
Anything like that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, boom. Yeah, like that. Exactly. You nailed it. Okay, so in terms of my journey, I actually was in the medical space, had a practice for a while, and I was in California, and we were doing a lot of work comp stuff. So when people get hurt, they would come to us. And we were the people, generally in work comp, the people that are for the insurance companies, they don't want you to be they don't want you to be sick. If you broke your ankle, well, it's not that bad. Just try and go back to work soon. So they would always come and see us because we were on the other side, and we would help them. No, you actually broke your ankle and it's not good and you need to do X, Y, Z. And so this was a process. Well, when Arnold Schwarzenegger became the governor of California, everybody knows who he is. In 2004, he changed all the laws. So, and that was fine. They probably needed to be changed. There was probably, things wrong in it and the whole thing. But my whole practice was geared towards that. So when that went belly up, pop goes the weasel. What do you do now? We switched to another totally different mode. It's called personal injury. And probably everyone that's listening has been in a car accident or will be. And if you get hurt in a car accident, I liked that model because it would allow me to treat people that were really hurt, as opposed when you go to to be clear, I was a chiropractor, but we had multidisciplinary doctors in our office. We had orthos, MDs, acupuncturists, massage therapists, neurologists. We had everybody. But for me personally, I didn't want someone to come who had a hurt neck and sell them on why they needed to come a whole month. That just didn't seem right. You know what I'm saying? You could play the heavy music on that one if you want, but it just didn't. GameStation team, I like this guy. Okay, so I don't want to do that. I don't want to sell people. I don't want to scam anybody. I just want to be honest. So this was the way to go. Now, unbeknownst to me, somebody was watching me. A friend of mine was saying, you know what? I see what you did. We got up to 100 people a day we were seeing, which is kind of a lot. And so it was awesome. But he said, you know what? Why don't you come into internet marketing with me? And I said, what is that? Because we're back in 0405. I don't even know what that is.
Oh, yeah. Well, it wasn't even a term.
It wasn't even a term, right? No one had any clue what that was. So what it was epic. This guy had 25 to 30% of all the data in the United States that was acquired through legal avenues. And we were able to have affiliate offers with big box brands, Fortune 500 companies. If you look around your room or your house, or your kitchen, all those people, they wanted us to help them get the information out to their people. Right? So this was great, man. We were just able to I learned a ton. Basically, the whole point of this, I really learned psychology. I understand people. I understand there's a difference a lot of times between what we need and what we want, right? So the best companies, they go with what you need. The hype, the scam, rug pulls, they go with what you want. And this all plays into crypto because in 2000, and feel free to interrupt me anytime if you got a question.
No, you're rolling, and man, I don't want to stop the roll.
Thank you. Okay. All right. Well, that's encouraging. Let's keep going. So in 2017, which some people would consider early to the game, some people consider late, a buddy of mine had a conference. He actually held a big conference, and it was crypto, and he had people speaking, and he said, why don't you just come? I said, I'd love to. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I was shocked. And I had gotten out of internet marketing back in 2013, 2014, because it wasn't, I don't know, it kind of went belly up. So I just decided, you know what, I'm just going to kind of semi-retire. So when I went back into crypto, I still had all those thoughts about how to do marketing, and I saw what was happening in the crypto space, and I was like, this is the Wild West of what? I mean, man, seriously, top 10 crypto companies back, if you can imagine who that was, I won't say names. They were using free ESPs, which is an email service provider. They were using these ways of, it's like, no one was trying to really get their message out. It was all news. And to us, to GameStation, news is noise. We're not interested. We're not interested in vaporware. We're not interested in telling you, oh, look what happened today with this XYZ. Nobody cares. Because at the end of the day, everybody wants to know what's in it for me. What do I get if I come and I give you my time, my energy, and my resources? So that's how GameStation, and I don't want to get too far ahead, but that's how GameStation kind of came to be, was what aren't people doing? What needs to happen? What do people want? Specifically gaming, which, man, I can't believe we got into it when we did, because COVID, look what, Axie, all this. I mean, went to the moon because COVID restrictions, and with the endless cascade still coming, we don't see this trend changing with people going out of factories into their pajamas in their living room and just playing games and making more money.
Let me interject real quick. Here's what you really did is you found like a part of the market that was underserved a little bit. And that's part of your origin story, really, is you saw, internet marketing, what you could do, and you saw crypto, and you saw that it was just the wild, wild west out there. And you saw an underserved segment of business. Okay. And then in GameStation, as we get kind of into that and really into GameStation, it sounds like it's the exact same thing. You see that this is big. We look at Axie Infinity. We look at a lot of what's going on in the gaming world on the blockchain space. And I think you see that there is some parts of it that aren't served well. You call yourself the Kickstarter of Gaming on your website. I love that term because it really, I think, explains what you want to do for like indie creators. Talk a little bit about that, about what you're trying to put together for an indie developer.
Well, I'm glad you like that. That's super cool. For anybody who's listening who doesn't know what Kickstarter is, maybe we have some people global or something. Kickstarter's really, Kickstarter is like just a website where people can come and get funded for their ideas. If they have a great idea, you can go and say, this is my idea. It's kind of a pitch, right? You kind of just say, okay, I want to do this really cool widget, and here's my plan, and they that's how it works. So it's a fundraising really kind of protocol. So what we're doing is we're taking that same model, but we're turning it into actually many facets. So I don't want to pigeonhole this, but a one-stop shop for GameFi. So GameFi, when I speak of that, I speak of like the P2E model, the play to earn model, right? That's replacing the play to win model. So what we're going to have, what GameStation is kind of looking at doing in a high level overarching view, which we can get into the weeds a little bit if you want. It features a launch pad. It's going to have a marketplace to trade, lend and borrow. You can do in-game assets, and in the roadmap, you'll see there's a community event and tournament system, which is also coming. So it's going, the platform's really focused around social and community and gaming. So I've been asked before, well, what's the differentiator? The differentiator is community. People are actually going to have a voice. I've been rugged. I've been scammed. And I'll tell you, I've been scammed 3 major times. And on the last one, I almost quit crypto.
It hurts. It hurts, man.
Man, you work so hard. You invest, you roll the dice, you take chances on these companies, and who knows if they'll be there next year, and you do all this stuff, and then someone comes along and scams you, and it's like, wow, man. But and that
just like that, they take all that work, all of it, and just in the snap of fingers, it's gone. It's just gone.
Boom. You've clearly been scammed before? Because
I have, man. I'm part of the fraternity.
Dude, yeah, we're definitely initiated. You just watch your funds being drained. And that's the antithesis of what we want to do, meaning that's the very opposite thing of what we're trying to do. We're trying to do unrug. We're trying to do unscam. And so we're putting our money where our mouth is in several different ways, which we'll get into. But the community is what we're after. We want to build it. And we have, I can't say too much because I'm just not allowed to. The devs will kill me. But we're putting in a specific structure where when you, Moon Willie, come and you're like, hey, I'm going to do this. And you know what? I'm going to invite my brother over here. I'm going to do it. There's going to be benefits and advantages and stuff that's going to be, it sounds so lame, stuff. But
benefits and advantages for stuff. I love the fogginess there. It tells me that there's something big behind the curtain. Here's what I'm hearing from you, though, is let's say I have a pretty big network. Let's say I'm a TikTok influencer, okay? And I got, a million followers, something like that. And I've got something that I want to bring people to. It sounds like, and if I can read in the tea leaves here, that I might be able to be rewarded for bringing my million followers onto your platform and interacting with it. Is that somewhere near where you're trying to blink if I'm right? Yeah.
Actually, you hear the pregnant pause? You hear it?
Yeah, I heard.
Run with the pregnant.
Yeah, there we go.
That's it. Cricket master, run with that. Do that. That's exactly. That's it. So yeah. Again, don't get me in trouble, man. But yeah, this is going to be something where community is going to be able to thrive and grow and make money because people are really looking for it. I mean, I've been able, very fortunate, actually to. Should I call you Moon Willie? Is that what you want me to call you?
You can call me. Well, for me, you can call me like the voice or something like that, or Steven is my God-given name. But yeah, Steven, the voice, or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, Moon Willie as a community for sure.
No, the voice. You had me on the voice. Okay, so basically, the play to earn model, we've seen it work, and that's what we're going to be bringing in big time. And through these tournament systems, there's going to be all kinds of offshoots from this. There's going to be different branches of this and that come out of it. And I know this being very vague, and I've been told it's so annoying when I do this, but essentially it's going to be very cool. People are going to be able to make money. That's the goal of the thing, because if people aren't making money, the what's in it for me, they're not interested in being part of it. And frankly, at GameStation, we're not interested in trying to promote something that people don't want. It just doesn't. What's the point? Let's move on. So yeah. So essentially, that's the Kickstarter of gaming. People can come. They can put their games on the actual launch pad. If once they're vetted, there's got to be due diligence. We have advisors and partners and different people. They're going to vet these folks alongside of us. If there's any chance of scamminess or anything, obviously it's not going to happen. But if it looks good and it looks solid, I'll tell you, sneak peek. We got off the phone yesterday with a studio that has done work for every name you would know, and they were tripping out on crypto. And he's like, yeah, but a pub is ready to pick me up. I don't understand. What are you saying? I'm saying, listen, you can put, Mr. X, you can put this on our platform and you can make more money. And we had 5 people on the call. We talked for more than an hour. We talked an hour before that. And he's just blown away. They don't understand. These devs don't understand that they can bring their game, and they're trying to struggle. And we've discovered on the call, the sticking point is they're not looking at us as a pub. In a sense, we're a pub. Come to us. Show us what you got, man. If it's a winner,
are a pub. Let's talk about Kickstarter. And I'm glad you said worldwide audience. Maybe everyone doesn't know about Kickstarter. But Kickstarter started with really humble roots as far as, if I had this idea, but I didn't have the funding for it, I could go to Kickstarter and, a lot of people would say, oh, I'll throw in $100 on that. Next thing you know, I've got a lot of money and I've got the money I need to make my widget do well. But eventually people realized that there's a major audience with Kickstarter, not just that you could, get something off the ground with it. And you started seeing established companies that had the money to get this done that would release on Kickstarter just because the audience is there. They just started saying the community is what is really big for Kickstarter. So you'd see the guys that don't need the money that would still earn them, get the money in Kickstarter just to be able to get there. And it sounds to me like that's what you're already understanding is you could go to already established developers, get them to use this model to jump from, pay to win to pay to earn. And then from there, they would be able to use your community, especially since they'll be, some of the first there. Because my guess is some of the first game developers that sign on with you will be probably handsomely rewarded because there will be fewer selections at first.
I like the way you phrase things. You should just do this AMA for me. That was so well said in terms of just the background on Kickstarter, how it worked, what happened, what people are doing now in terms of the gaming, and you nailed it. You nailed it on the head. I don't even know what to add to that. I mean, there's one thing I can add. In terms of our community, we're not even public yet, and we had, this is kind of what? We had over 10,000 people on Telegram who had come and are excited and want to do it. Yeah, what? But guess what? Somebody came and they posted some information in there that, according to Telegram, was banned and bad information. Now, think about what that might be for a second. Who would do that? Only a bad actor would come in with intent to get the Telegram channel banned. Why would they do that? So we're surmising, and it's just speculation, that somebody in our competition does not like what we're doing and is trying to just undermine the whole thing. So that just fired us up even more. We just launched a Discord, and we're dealing very strong armly with Telegram at this point to get that thing back. So the community is huge. We're in talks right now for a sister community that's massive, and they're gamers and pure crypto. And so our actual community is way bigger than most people think. They don't even.
Well, and that's what's going to be. Okay, so there's a couple things that you've said that I'm going to put together here. There's kind of three parts to a token. There's the team, there's the tokenomics, and then the community. And I probably shouldn't say community last because really, especially for your project, the community is like the foundation of everything. You got to have a good community. You can have a good team and you can have a good token and project, but if you don't have the community to back it, it really doesn't matter. And it sounds like you get that because not only do you already have a good community, you're looking to get partnerships to bring in their community as well, because the more users you have to your platform, the more successful you could be. Is that the weight that you put on community? Is that why you're doing some of these partnerships to get the giant user base?
Wow, this is very good. I mean, you're going down rabbit holes that other people haven't really even unpacked. So, I
go down rabbit holes, and I sometimes I don't even come out. Yeah.
Okay. I'll try and bring you out the other side, and whoever's listening too. By the way, thanks for listening. I hope this is going well and it's interesting to people because it's super interesting to us. Okay, so at the end of the day, we're growing our community because we want the project to be successful, and we do understand that the community has to be valued and listened to be successul. Everyone. I mean, a year ago, 2 years ago, it wasn't that common, especially in 2017-18. The Voice. There wasn't a lot of DAOs. That wasn't a thing, right? Yep. Now DAOs is like the thing. Let's do DAO. Let's do governance. Let's do voting. We think that's cool. We think that may roll into corporate. I mean, we may see in the future legal teams that are DAOs. We may see all kinds of trippy stuff going on. So we do have that. We do want that, but that's not the primary component. The primary component of the community is for people, especially those that play the games and are willing to hold the tokens for the benefits and the advantages that it will give them, to have a voice to say, I want this game. No more of the pubs and the big studio guys with their, fat old guys with cigars sipping on brandy deciding what you're going to play. You decide what you're going to play. And we have a pipeline that's real. I mean, I mentioned the guy yesterday. If this game comes on, if he comes on with us, man, you're going to hear about it. This game is sick. So, I mean, there's just a lot of exciting stuff happening in our pipeline. We have an operations guy, because you mentioned the partnerships. We have an operations guy that I've never seen. This guy is so hungry. It's like he's getting a new partnership every day. And they're I can't even keep track anymore. It sounds horrible, right? I can't keep track anymore of this guy. He's just and people are jumping on him. And it's like, I told someone the other day, like the VCs and everyone's knocking on the door now like school kids on Halloween. Just let me have something. And sorry, there's, we're oversubscribed 50 times over or whatever. Not really 50, but and the ability to do partnerships, it has to be a marry up kind of thing. Do you know what I mean by that?
I know marry up. Yeah, I understand the concept.
Yeah. It's like, let's marry up to companies that are going places, not married down to companies that who knows what's up, what are they doing? So you have some neat partners, I don't know, exciting stuff. I'm probably rambling.
No, you're not. And you use enough colorful language like marry up that it keeps me interested. So I appreciate that. Until eventually you're the hot girl, right? Until eventually you're the one people marrying up to, right? So let's go with this. let's think about this, because there's conventional development, the way that people make games right now. Okay. They, through the traditional way. And then we've got your model, which is the GameStation model. Can you talk a little bit about the differences? Let's say I'm a hungry developer and I've got a badass game that I want to release. Okay. What is going to be the difference between the conventional model of me making this game and then the model to be working through GameStation?
Okay. Let me give you a high level view on this, and then we can kind of maybe break it down, because there's a few different aspects to this one. So in terms of the model, excuse me, I just drank some water. I'm trying to keep it down. So excited actually to be here. So in terms of the actual conventional development, and then the way it will work with us right now, just to kind of nutshell it, a studio, let's say, will work on a project. The guy would, for example, let's just use a real life situation. Let's not do pies in the sky examples. The guy yesterday has put over $1 million into this game. He has all kinds of developers working very hard to make this game super cool. Now he's in debt. So he is going to publishers and he's knocking on their door saying, take a peek at all of my metrics, take a peek at all of my promos, take a peek at all of my decks and videos and everything. Do you have room for another game like this? And so the Rocket League is kind of like the big one, a big play to win kind of a game that a lot of studios would love to tackle or take on. But normally a publisher will look at it and say, can we allocate funds for it? How good is the team? They do what we do. Will this be successful? And if we give them a signing bonus, for example, so that they can pay off all their debts, have a little money, and then we do what's called live ops with them for a year, where we keep them engaged, we keep them making new, we keep the servers going, we keep bug fixes, we keep expanding maybe other levels or some kind of sequel. And of course, the IP is negotiable. Sometimes these guys lose a lot of the IP. Other times they'll get to keep it if they have a track record or a history where they can leverage that. No, I keep the IP or I'm out. And then they pit publisher against publisher. I hope I'm not getting too confusing here.
No, that makes sense. If I can give an example of how I think you're saying, and if this example is right, you can say, yeah, you got it. But let's imagine like somebody makes a movie. Okay. I've hired the actors. I've got the budget for it. I've filmed it. It's a complete movie. And then, you've got to go to a publisher. Okay. And let's say for some reason in this movie example, you had the money already, or you borrowed the money already to get it made. And then I have to go to a publisher, and you go to the publisher and you go to United Artists or whoever, and they say, I'm not that interested in that. And you go to New Line Cinema and they say, I'm not that interested. And finally you find a publisher, maybe music would have been a better example. So where finally you find somebody that says, okay, we'll publish it, but we get merchandising rights, or, but we get, this or that. And you lose some of that, like you said, IP associated with it. If they were to find it, the GameStation of movies or music, then they would be able to keep all that, merchandising or whatever like that. Is that kind of an example of just showing that, how it works in another industry, being the entertainment industry, is kind of what you're trying to do to where people can find publishers but have a completely different model of how they would be reimbursed?
You make a great point, and I really like your example of comparing it to the entertainment industry, which everybody understands. And I would say yes. I mean, everything you said is completely spot on, and the delta or the differentiator between GameStation and what we just talked about before was it takes basically the power of the devs, the gaming and everything. It takes it out of the publisher's hands and it puts it into the wider gaming and crypto community, in general or specifically. So in the traditional model of the whole game creation, you got to get the funding. The developers are cold. You do the whole thing. But at the GameStation model, you basically people come in, they can invest in the game, so they're part owner of the games, different games too. I mean, kind of like Axie's real popular because people feel like they own a part of that game with their Axies, right? It's a great idea. Right. It works. And so we're going to expand that to other levels, more along the lines of the cool play-to-win games that people are interested in. We don't want blockchain games to be like, oh, look, 1980s throwback game. That's cute. We want it to be something that's like mega uber wowsy. And so the Pong game I'm working on, you're not going to be interested in. Nolan Bush now, right? Yeah. So
yeah, right.
So right. So yeah, we do. We want to go to definitely do next level. We want to share the wealth.
Moly. I got him. Yeah, somebody they were intimidated by my rock guitar. And, they wanted to do their own.
There you go. Why not? So you got the idea. Basically, this kind of shares the wealth with everybody. Everybody's an owner. Everyone's successful. They like to play the games. Things appreciate in value, generally speaking. I mean, look what happened with Star Atlas. So, I mean, there's just a ton of room here to move. So
awesome. And whenever you're saying people feel like they own a part of it, I can see that just in the regular DeFi world. Whenever there's a token, if somebody owns a lot of a token, they end up shilling it a lot and telling people to do it. And I would see the same thing if you owned a lot of a game, if you will, if that makes sense. And then you'd play it more. You tell more people about it. You start being passionate about it.
It's actually a very good point that you're bringing up, because it's almost like high school. My high school's the best because I go there. Right? That's right. This game's the best because I think it's cool and I play it and I own it. So, come on in. I mean, it's kind of how, yeah.
Your investments are like your kids. You don't love them because they're good. You love them because they're yours. Right?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's it. I won't tell the kids. Talk to them.
Yeah. Exactly. All right. So let's talk about this. Every project that I cover on here, I always have to discuss what blockchain is your project on. And I read on your website that you're a multi-chain launchpad. How will that work across chains? How are you going to be able to be a multi-chain launchpad?
Okay. So we're going to start, just to kind of lay the understanding, we're going to start with Ethereum, BCS, and Poly to launch. So BSC. I just said BCS. Sheesh. BSC. We're going to start with, I'm already getting the...
It's a college football thing, yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. I got hit too many times in the head. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to start on those chains just to launch. But our objective is much bigger than that, because we're looking at Solana, we're looking at Polkadot, we've already Avalanche. We've talked with these people in terms of branching out, and we also just partnered up with another side chain that people are not talking about yet, and it's going to hit everyone broadside when it comes out, and it's really cool. So this one is, how like kind of Avalanche came out of nowhere in quotes, Solana out of nowhere, right, in quotes,
right.
Not that we didn't know about it, but this is going to do the same thing. And so we just did a partnership with them recently, and they're a first pager CMC company, so we're super excited about
awesome
that. Yeah. So but anyways, in the beginning, sorry to get off top, but in the beginning, we're going to rely on partners like NaturalDAO, for example, that will enable the game developers to go live on Ethereum or Poly or whoever they want to. It's really up to them. But the objective here is to cast a wide a net as possible, so that anybody, like maybe you, the voice, loves Avalanche and this guy loves Polkadot. It doesn't, no problem. we'll launch it on that. We don't want to be pigeonholed to, sorry, I can only do ETH. So when ETH goes to $100, that you know how it goes, the fees and et cetera.
Yeah. The gas fees get bad. So if somebody else wants to release on, BSC or whatever, then they have that ability, right?
Yeah, exactly. And we like this. We like this approach because every chain has advantages and disadvantages. So basically, we want to leverage the advantages to bring the best of the best to the gamers, creme de la creme kind of thing.
Well, also, you're kind of working ahead of your competition, because I can guarantee you, if you just got on one chain and camped out there and you were successful, then you would have competitors then say, let's just be the GameStation of Polygon, or, let's just be the GameStation of Ethereum or whatever. They would then go and just copy you on there. If you are multi-chain right from the beginning, then I think that helps you out to keep from competitors just from absolutely copying you in other chains.
Well, that's an advantage that I will admit I hadn't even thought of.
It's there.
Yeah, no, it's a great point. Probably some marketing in that right there, but that's very good. I like that. Yeah.
There's some marketing in there. Yeah, you could put that somewhere. Well, let's talk about economical incentives for both gamers and developers. I think we've hit a little bit of developers of why they might want to develop for GameStation. But how about for gamers? So, play to win or pay to win has always been a thing where if I want to win, Plants versus Zombies or, whatever game I'm playing, it helps out if I spend a little money. But we've kind of turned that on its head a little bit now, where if you'll play the game, you can actually earn back some sort of currency. So what about it? What kind of economical incentives might you be able to see in GameStation that might be unique to blockchain gaming? And second part of the question, okay, so that you may answer for a while here since that's a two-parter. The second part of the question is, if I own an asset, if I own a car in a game, or if I own a sword in a game, or whatever it is, can I use it in multiple games since I own that asset now?
Okay, that's actually a very forward-thinking question. The objective can I tackle the second one first, using them in multiple games? Okay.
Absolutely.
So the objective is, for example, to have an NFT that you can use in different games. That is our objective. The sticking point, speed bump, friction is this is difficult because when you try and integrate an NFT into one game, it has to be coded in, for example. And then so if I'm going to try and use it in game number 2, there's some complications with that, as you know. So that is our objective, and we're talking with someone right now who believes that we've actually solved that issue. So if we are able to form a partnership with them, we'll be able to bring that as soon as possible. Right now, we don't have that. You can't take an NFT and play it in game 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But that is what we're shooting for, because you mentioned the multiple games. Now, in terms of the first question, the economical incentives, in some ways it'll be very simple and easy. It's a game. Play and win, and you're rewarded. We may have some things for people if they just lose all the time. I mean, that stinks. Like, I do jujitsu, and today I went and I got I learned some amazing arm locks, but I got put in a headlock and I got pummeled, and there's a big mark on the front of my neck right now because my trachea just collapsed on itself. I lost that game, right? Yeah, it's how it goes. But I love competitions. I love games like that, real life or not real life. And by the way, I think where we're headed as technology continues to grow and the metaverse expands and this new virtual and AR glasses coming and everything, basically I think that games are going to become indistinguishable from our reality, the voice. So meaning that right now, me and you would be in the metaverse doing this, and we think it's our reality. Our brain is going to accept it as real, and I think people are going to start spending more and more time in this. So when it comes to economical incentives, we have no choice. This is how people, right? Isn't that cool? People are going to be in the metaverse making money. So what better way than gaming? Now, okay, if you're a teenager and you need to be doing your homework, honestly, maybe you can become a pro, like somebody in the movies who makes a ton of money. What was that movie with Adam Sandler, Pixel or something?
Pixel, yeah.
That was a fun movie. So something like that. Maybe you could do that. But most of the time we want you to learn, we want you to grow, but so we want to have games on there also that add value to people, that educate, we're talking with a guy right now in Idaho. He's got a historical educational program that we're trying to decipher how to put NFTs in there to teach the people about history. We think history is important, right? Yeah. So we're trying to implement all kinds of different outside the box play to earn facets into these games that will add value not only to their pocketbook but to their lives. Well.
Man, that actually really kind of opens up my mind a little bit, because in gaming, I've seen, I've grown up since 8-bit Nintendo. Okay, that maybe gives you a little bit of I'm old. Yeah.
Together on that.
Played the original Super Mario Brothers. You're 83, huh?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm 105.
Sounds so good. No. Yeah. You sound amazing. So I've played for a long time, and over that time, I've seen games that try to teach you about science. I've seen games that try to teach you how to paint another language. In addition to, I've played John Madden football. I've played a lot of that. And 2 points here. One, I've seen the graphics get much, much better to whenever you said, eventually the metaverse, we won't be able to tell the difference between reality. You can definitely see from what I've seen to now how things are just getting better. But two, all of that education that I've seen in games, it works sometimes a little bit better than others. But as these graphics get better, as there's like an incentive of literally earning currency for learning, I think that could just put education on its head. Right now, I have 2 children, and if I want to make one of them try to learn history or math or something like that, they just have to do it because they want to, or because it's against the law to not go to school. Okay. But if they were actually incentivized and they actually felt like, okay, instead of doing chores to get $5 this week from mom and dad, if instead I actually learned something through, GameStation, through a game, and I would get paid for that, well, why not do it? All of a sudden, the incentive is there. That dopamine hit actually comes from something good rather than bad.
Oh my goodness, I can't believe you, The Voice. I mean, GameStation team, if anyone's listening, I think we should hire this guy to be on our team. I mean, you are nailing exactly. I mean, the ideas are aligned here. I have kids as well, and I told one of them about how Axie works, and she's only 9 years old, and she's like, "Teach me how to play Axie so I can go win SLP." And it's like, whoa, style it back a little bit, but you add that educational component to stuff, and then you gamify it and we want to keep it family kind of centered. We had someone approach us because we're gamifying the platform. So in other words, I can't spell out exactly how it's going to work. In fact, we're still working out a lot of the utility aspects of it, but you're going to come to the platform, and instead of just reading a text and figuring out which button to click, it's going to be interactive. It's going to be a game kind of a thing. So it's going to be engaging out of the gate. Not this. We don't have that on the website right now, by the way. This is the website we have right now is the drip-in method, where we're just showing little things at a time, because we're not public yet, so there's no point to it. But anyways, back to the thing with the girl, she, with my 9-year-old. So, like you said, to your point, we do science, or we do history. In this case, I don't have anything for science up my sleeve yet, but where they can make money, oh man,
It's the perfect way, and it teaches a little bit about economics as well too. I want my children to know, the value of, well, I was going to say the value of $1, the value of a Satoshi. I just want them to know the value of currency, if you will. So I think this kind of teaches that as well, and also it teaches maybe just like a work ethic of like you work to something and you get rewarded, as where that's kind of hard to teach sometimes whenever they're just doing a math test. They get rewarded with a good grade and a high five and a pat on the back, and that's it. But what if doing that actually got him enough money to buy another game that maybe wasn't educational, but a Call of Duty sort of game or something.
Yes,
so
skills.
There's a lot of reasons. There's a lot of reasons to be able to chase that achievement. Okay, because some people aren't just good enough with the high five. They need something a little bit more than that. So
you're right. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. Just to kind of keep us going forward. We talk about the economical incentives, but on your website, you mentioned something that I really wanted you to kind of clear up a little bit, where it says you have gamified airdrops and even auto token staking. And I couldn't really wrap my mind around how that worked into GameStation. So what do you guys have in mind for that?
Okay, so right now, gamified airdrops. What we're talking about right there is a couple of different things. So we have. Are you familiar with Gleam, like Gleam campaigns, where we're doing?
Yes.
Okay, so that's one aspect of it. So we're doing a giveaway every single week. We actually paused it last week because the Telegram incident. Should I call it incident?
Craziness.
So,
yeah.
Yeah. We almost need some like crazy song to come in. The incident.
Gosh, I don't have much. Yeah, that's about as good as I can do. I don't have any crazy songs, but
no, that was cool. That sounded like mysterious and kind of like
there you go.
I like it. So yeah, we have the giveaway, and we will probably start doing it again. I think we're actually going to do it at the beginning of next week. So basically, what it is we're giving away sets of axes because we want people to. We don't just want to FOMO people into getting on board in our community or a list of people that just want to pump and dump something. We're actually looking for people that want to like play games. And so, have you ever played Axie, The Voice?
I've never played Axie myself. I hear so much about it and I need to do it, but I've never played it myself.
Honestly, it takes a while to kind of figure out what am I doing, like these cards and these different advantages and disadvantages and how to structure it. It's really a skill-based game that takes some time to play. So the fact that you haven't done it, it's because you're a dad and you have a job. So don't worry, that's cool.
Amen to that. Yeah.
To both. Yeah, exactly. So we're giving away the Axies because generally gamers or people that are in crypto gaming specifically, they know what Axie is, and many people can't afford it because the prices have been going sky high lately. So we're giving away a set of those every week. So people just take them and start playing and start making money. We also were giving away Star Atlas ships. Star Atlas, I'm sure the people on the channel have heard of it.
Oh, we know about it because we've had them on for an AMA before. Yeah.
Oh, perfect. So you guys know what Star Atlas is. So we've been giving away NFTs from them as well. So there's a lot of opportunity and wow, serious price appreciation from what I've been hearing about that.
Yeah, they're a great project.
Yeah, those guys are really just moving forward. We also we partnered up, for example, with the Pluto Alliance, which is BitBoy's NFT department. So we're implementing those. We're giving away those as well. We're giving away FOMO. We did that already. We're giving away FOMO Chronicles NFTs. So all of these are things that people can use to either make money with right now or just flip them and sell them or hold them. I mean, whatever people want to do. But we're trying to put our money where our mouth is in terms of the gamified airdrops. And with auto token staking, I can hardly ever say that right. Basically, by holding the tokens, and there'll be the details on different amounts that will be there are going to offer people benefits. Staking is essentially, 3 years ago, staking was like kind of unique a little bit. You could stake with Dash, you could stake with Neo. See, I'm going way back. You could stake with, a few different coins. Now, I think staking is expected. It's thought of. It's a thought of a way to maximize returns, and people look for it. They absolutely do. Yeah. It's in every chat I'm in. Can I stake? Right. And people are smart to ask. So staking's a given. There's not going to be there, especially with the DeFi partner MantraDAO. They're very good at how they do that and how they structure everything. So that'll be one aspect of it. But there's also going to be through our partners. Partners will be issuing NFTs that people can get. And so there's going to be other ways, and we call it auto token staking because just by holding it, it's an auto stake where you're automatically, because that's what auto is, you're automatically getting rewards and benefits that you saw what happened with Bored Apes, right? Where if you held the Bored Ape, you get the serum. And all of a sudden, the serum itself is worth a ton of money. And so there's different ways that we're trying to approach this that are beyond boring. Everyone's doing it right now. I mean, we were talking about issuing NFTs into GameStation over a year ago. And when we first started talking about them and throwing ideas around in the think tank, people outside of the think tank that we were kind of leaning on for ideas are like, what's an NFT? People didn't even know. Now it's like, if you don't know what an NFT is, you're not in crypto, right?
That's right. But it sounds like you were on it early.
Yeah, the project's been going for a couple of years. I mean,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. You've been really at it before it was even talked about with everybody. Yeah,
that's true. That's actually a good point, The Voice, because we've been in the works with this for over 2 years, and it was all self-funded. Everything we did was self-funded. We didn't take any VCs when we did our we're oversubscribed, no VCs. And we didn't want to go to them. We just thought, we're going to do this ourselves so that we can have our vision and do it the right way. And we think that really adds a lot of value alone, because you know how VCs are. Some are good. I mean, you got Animoca branch, you got some really good ones out there.
Well, you were able to maintain control, right? You were able to maintain control of your vision, not their vision.
Exactly. And can I say one more thing, or am I going to?
No. You say it. You say it, man.
Okay. So, in terms of like the rewards for holding the token and these kind of things, one of the very interesting things that we're doing is we haven't introduced him yet, so I can't say who he is or whatnot, but this guy's an NFT master. I mean, this guy is so good at doing ideas with NFTs that NBA Top Shot tried to hire him.
Ooh, I love NBA Top Shot.
Dude, right? Oh, did you hear they're launching their NFL platform too?
I didn't. Now I'm really interested.
Head over there, man. Go sign up. Yeah, I think it's NFL.dapper or NFL. No, it might be Top Shot. It's probably Dapper. But you'll find it, and you can sign up, and they'll give you a referral link, so that maybe some of the Moon Willie folks would want to go in through you, and maybe you can end up giving some NFTs away to the Moon Willie audience or whatnot. So there's all kinds of options for you on that one.
Interesting.
But yeah, kind of interesting, right? Interesting. Or maybe give it to the kids and teach them about NFTs. I mean, you can do anything you want. But
all kinds of really, really cool stuff to be there. Well, hey, I want to open it up to our audience here. We have, lots of questions. I've even seen them kind of scrolled through right here to ask. And let me open it up to them a little bit, because I'm going to get you to choose 5 questions. They've been a little antsy, a little excited. So I saw a lot of questions go up a while ago, but I'm going to get them to kind of give the, there we go. Now give in your 5 questions, and I'm going to have Jason choose 5 questions on here. And we're going to be giving away whitelist spots. So if he chooses one of your 5 questions, we will get a hold of you after this question is selected. And Jason, what I'm going to get you to do is, if you will go to these questions that are being asked and just reply to them, 1, and then the next, answer it, and then ask the next one and reply to that, 2, and then answer it, and then on and so forth till we get to 5 of them. And that way we can answer some of the community's questions, because as awesome as my questions are, they may have some other questions that they want to be able to ask. So why don't you do that? Look over their questions. I'm going to talk about Moon Willie just for a second to give you a chance to look over this. So, all right. So if you were in here and you're like, what is this place? What is the Voice of DeFi? It's the most presumptuous name I've ever heard. Well, if that's you, you made it in here to the moonwillie.com podcast. We do a live podcast every day at 1800 UTC, Monday through Friday. And we talk about everything. We'll talk about crypto in general. We'll talk about what I had for lunch. Sometimes it's not blockchain related at all, but it is in the end just like a community of friends talking at the bar, just kind of relaxing and having a good time. So join us at 1800 UTC, Monday through Friday. It's an hour-long show. It's just kind of good, something to listen to in the background, even if you're not part of that. The Moon Willie token that we do talk about occasionally is an auto rewards token. 8% of every transaction that's bought of the token is converted to DAI, the stablecoin DAI, and that is redistributed amongst the holders of the Moon Willie token. You hold more Moon Willie, you get more of that 8% transactional fee of DAI. So it's a good way. Even in a down market, you'll still get the DAI rewards that will stay stable. It'll stay pegged to the US dollar at $1. So there's some other things included, NFTs, and then of course, fire AMAs like the one you're listening to today with Jason at GameStation. So really great project that we're talking about today to be able to learn about the Kickstarter of Gaming. And he's really good at this AMA thing. I can tell it's not your very first one. Have you been able to look over a few questions? It's not, is it? How many have you done? How many have you done at this thing?
Honestly, on audio, this is our first one.
What?
And I was preparing for video. I tried to look all nice. Yep. We've done. I mean, we've done like the typing kind. Like, hey.
Those aren't very engaging. I don't like the typing kind. They're not as engaging. No? But the voice, well, I'm not getting onto you. But, I like the ones that are at least audio. Video ones are great as well. And it sounds like maybe you've done some of those too.
Well, yeah, I'm looking forward to doing video, but we haven't done any video yet either because we still haven't gone public. We haven't launched. We're shooting for the end of October right now, but I imagine we'll be doing more. So maybe we can come back.
Your time's coming. Video. Yeah, absolutely. Your time's coming because you've got a good product and you're going to have a lot of people wanting to speak with you. But anyway, no one wants to hear from me right now. Go ahead and take a look at these questions. Pick you out one at a time and let's answer a few.
Yeah, it's really good. So I'm going to try. So there's one, I just kind of started at the top. So there's so many good questions. It's a little overwhelming, but let me see what I could do. So there's one here from Mikasa, Mikasa. And this person says, GameStation focuses on game fundraising, which is interesting because there are a lot of platforms selling liquid NFTs, but none of them care about gaming. Can you explain to us why GameStation places so much emphasis on providing liquidity and funding for gaming projects? Yes. It kind of goes back to that Kickstarter model that the voice and I were talking about at the beginning, because what happens with a lot of devs is they create a game, right? And they can't get it into the studio because they don't even know anyone. They don't have a phone number for a pub. They go through their website. Hey, contact us. They don't know what to do. And 99% of games out there, the developer doesn't make any money. So this is, if you have a really good dev and he has a day job working at, a rental car company or who cares, he's not going to be able to do much with his game because he doesn't have the money to do it. He has to put food on the table for the kids. So what this does is by putting emphasis on the liquidity and funding for the gaming projects, it allows that indie dev, that person listening here, I could go through Levy, Crypto Man, Jared Lowry, whoever's listening, Crypto Kevin, right? No, not Crypto Kevin. But, whoever, maybe you got a game. Maybe you got something epic and you need a little bit of money and you get crypto and you understand blockchain and you're like, let's do this. Or even if you don't, like the studio we were talking to yesterday, we have ways to make things happen. So we want to provide the liquidity so that the gamers can also invest and own a piece of the game and share in, as it goes up in value, share in that. So I hope I understood the question right and answered it. I think you did, but I've written down their name of Mikasa, and let's go ahead and move on to the next question. If you can give me their name as well, and I'll write it. I got Crypto Raf, Crypto and RAF, Crypto Raf. Gotcha. So Crypto Raf writes, what strategy will you implement to bring non-crypto natives? This is a great question. Into your ecosystem. How do you keep a balance between developing the tech and also improving the value of your token? I like that. And the answer is simple for us. Our R&D has found that the main delta, the main differentiator between a crypto gamer and a non-crypto gamer is a wallet, the use of a wallet. Non-crypto gamers pull out their credit card. That's the wallet, right? And they enter it in and they buy their skin, right? Or they buy their part, or they buy whatever sword they want. And then that's how it works. But over in crypto, you guys know you have to have your MetaMask or whatever you use. You have to have something to actually put your ERC 721s on or whatever it is so that you can own it And that's what crypto has brought to the metaverse. Before crypto, we couldn't really own anything. We did things digital. We did emails. We did calls over Zoom. We do purchasing. We do banking. We do everything in this, in quotes, metaverse without the AR or the VR, of course. But now with crypto, we have ownership. And that's the kind of the thing we're going after with the non-crypto gamers through advisors we have, through partners that we have, through programs, educational programs. I mentioned this NFT genius that's coming on. He's not going after one country like Axie did with the Philippines. Bravo to them. I think Jeff's done an amazing job with that. He's going after a whole stinking continent, because he has very good connections into a specific continent where people will jump on this like hot potatoes. So how do we keep a balance between developing the tech and improving the value of our token? I love this because when we launch, we're tech ready, where there's no vaporware here. So you can come on. We don't have the ability, like I mentioned, to NFT to this game. We don't have that. I don't know that that's really something right now for anything. But in terms of the tech, we have that. With our smart contracts, we're using the smart contracts of a big DeFi player who's had it audited many times and successfully, no problems. And we're going to audit ourselves just to make sure, just for peace of mind. But we're ready to go with the tech. So we don't want to focus too much, Crypto Raf, on how can we make the tech better. We want to make the experience better. We want to make the actual interaction cool, so that the voices kids are like, Dad, how come I'm not playing that game? Why aren't I doing that? Right?
That will absolutely happen. Yeah, that's going to be cool. Sure. Yeah, it will be.
And I think the value of the token will just happen from that, because when the words value of the token are the actual words are kind of explain in and of themselves. If a token has true value, it's derived from something. So the utility that it'll be used for and the way people will use it or hold it or whatever they decide to do with it, make money off it, it doesn't matter. That's going to be what takes the token value up in what we're offering. So
awesome.
That would be
great
my answer.
Yeah, great answer to Crypto Raf, and a great question, by the way. I think that's it leads to a lot more good discussion. All right, let's see if you can pick a third question on here to be able to answer theirs.
Okay, I'm looking right now. Okay, what about Lomonade Guerrero? Might be Guerrero. Lomonade Guerrero. Lomonade. New word.
I see them.
Oh wow, you're good.
It's that search. It's that search function. Yeah, I'm using that search function.
Not only are you the voice, you're the site. I like it. Okay,
that's right.
So it says, yeah. Hello, sir. I'm a gamer. I'm very interested in your project. Thank you very much. From what idea and motivation makes GameStation combine blockchain and games? Is it just following the current trend, and what advantage does it have over non-crypto games? I want to make this clear. This is something that we've been working on for a really long time. We're not a Johnny-come-lately, hey, we're going to try and copy this first mover over here and see if we can implement something neat to make us stand out. This is a true project with true technology, with true utility, with a fully doxed team, with partnerships that are known, reputable, credible. And so this is something that it's taking us a long time to do, because it takes a long time to launch a project right. I don't know how else to say it. I'm not a Andre Cronje that has 50 devs at my fingertips if I want them to launch something like that. I can't do that. And I'm not a Jeff at Axie anymore. I have $1 billion. I can do whatever I want. Remember, this is self-funded. So this is where we happen to catch the wave of the current trend, which I'm super stoked about, because the thing with people is you want to just show them what the wave is and let them decide if they want to get on it. And we've done that. We're surfing hard right now. What advantages does it have over non-crypto games? You can make money. Non-crypto games, you can't make money. Pull out your credit card, and I hope you don't feel too depressed after you drop $3,000 in it and there's nothing more you can do with it. Is it fun? Yeah. But studies have shown that people, after they do that, they get depressed. And it's like, if they could sell that stuff, most of them would, especially if it was appreciating in value. Crypto games offer something entirely different. People are going to be quitting their jobs or not going back to them like in the Philippines. So I hope I understood the question and answered it in a way that was...
Well, the answer's certainly exciting. I mean, literally the thought of some people, my kids probably, quitting jobs to play games. And, I'm forward thinking enough to understand that, that's not always the bad thing that maybe my parents would have thought it would be, because it's a new era and money is made differently than maybe it used to be. All right, so you've got 3 here. If you can get 2 more, get the 4th one, and we'll wrap it up with the last one.
Okay, I've got one from. I apologize, guys. Everybody in here, everyone has good questions. I'm doing my best just to grab something so I don't take a long time umming and awing. This is Alexa Ronnie, Rawnie. You're already there. What is the role of gamer, the token? Very good, knowing that, in GameStation. So, is this the only betting currency, or will it give VIP access to more games? What is the minimum amount of gamer I have to buy to play the game? And how long do I have to lock my gamer token in the system to get NFTs or token rewards? Those are very good questions. The details of some of those are going to be announced at a different time. One of our partners is a company called FOMO Craft. FOMO Craft is run by 2 very smart, very connected, very reputable guys in the space, Joe and Prof, and they're working on some very interesting ideas in terms of utility for the token or creating a very strong incentive to actually hold them and not just buy and dump. Right? You can if you want to, but I don't recommend it at this point. So on the launch pad, the tokens will be used to gamify interaction between devs and their community. I think that's self-explanatory. So on the platform itself, it'll be a coordination mechanism on the platform, meaning it's a launch, because this is I don't know if I should take a step back. It's a launch pad, but it's also an actual platform. It's a community event system. It's a marketplace. So it's not just a launch pad. It's not like, hey, here's a game. See you later. Where's our next game? That's not how it works. So the token itself is going to have like, for example, in the marketplace, you can use the token to get discounts, and we're still working on developing additional utilities of the token on that side. But we have partners, like the partners that will be integrating their NFTs into our platform, so they'll have additional utilities in the GameStation platform, like we're doing with the Pluto Alliance, BitBoy's NFT department. So, for the sake of time, I'm going to try and find one more question.
Yeah, if you find one more, and we'll get their name down.
Okay, I'm going to just kind of scroll through and skip more to the bottom. I feel bad for these guys because I'm just kind of hovering up in the clouds at the top. What strategy will you implement to bring non-crypto natives into your ecosystem? Okay, we answered that. Can you tell us, sir, what the special thing about the project and what makes different from other similar projects? I think we answered that. Are you working to audit your project? Yes. GameStation is a blockchain-based crowdfunding marketplace launchpad. What promoted you to bring this crowdfunding model to blockchain gaming? Besides from that. Okay. Well, how about that one? Ariana. ARIANA. GameStation is a blockchain-based crowdfunding marketplace and launchpad. What prompted you to bring this crowdfunding model to blockchain gaming? Besides financial support, what other types of benefits do you offer to users who want to develop a blockchain game? Love the question. So what prompted us to bring it? It's really to disrupt the gaming. I love to play games. I played games since I was little. I started with Atari, the voice, if that, maybe dates me a little more than you. And then it was ColecoVision, and then it was Nintendo, and then it was PlayStation, and then
I've owned an Atari 2600. If I'm old. Yeah.
Yeah. The cartridges, right? The whole, yeah. And with the play to win model, it's like a lot of this stuff, you can't resell it. It ends up in a garage sale. It's like, that's it. So putting things on the blockchain is kind of cool, because now not only can people make money, so they're excited to actually play the game. There's a reason to stinking play the game, so people can make to show something for it, and what prompted? Okay, besides financial support, what other types of benefits do you offer users who want to develop a blockchain game? Oh, so you can copy, like Ariana. Not that this is your question, but someone could come and copy the Launchpad, right? They could just come and copy it and figure out ways to launch their own games. It's not rocket science. You put in a few months and find some money, you could do that. But what you can't replicate, so the benefits would be, so if someone comes and wants to develop a blockchain game, you can't replicate our team. Not that I'm some kind of genius, but the people behind in GameStation are super smart. Our marketing guys are super smart. Right now, I mean, he's worked with Gemini. He's worked with Pomp. You know who Pomp is? I mean, these guys are people that understand what people need more than they want. And that's a sign of a good marketer, because they'll identify that. And so there's the team. Or there's, Ihor, our CTO, launched very, very, very good projects. The new NFT guy. So that you can't copy that. You can't copy our partnerships. You can't copy the advisors that we have. You can't copy the there's a lot of different things you just can't do. So the benefits to someone who wants to come, they can get the whole kit and caboodle from cradle to grave. They can get the whole thing to market if they want to, or they can do a light incubation, or they can just launch. If the game's ready to go, we'll just launch it. And what we'll have for them is a community, and like I mentioned before, it's bigger than people think. A community who's willing to play the game and take it up, because again, 99% of devs don't make any money on this. This eliminates that, and it goes around this confusing publisher model, like the guy we were talking to yesterday is dealing with.
That's awesome. And I really think that may be what needs to be kind of the first step, is to getting developers in. If you can make developers want to use your platform over others because the payment model is better, then I think they'll rush right to your platform, because they want in. They want to be reimbursed for their hard work. And I get that. Any of us are like that. So to me, I think you're doing well by kind of focusing to make sure it's good for the developers, because if the developers don't want to develop for the platform, then we don't really need to worry about the gamers, because the gamers won't have anything to play on. So you have been fantastic today. And I sincerely mean that. You give very well thought out answers. And I feel like we could probably do this for 2 or even 3 hours. There's a lot to cover. Well, I mean, you're a good back and forth. You're a good conversationalist. You know how to, you get the style that I kind of we're going for, is just kind of talking back and forth here. Before I close out, I always like to ask this. You've been through quite a bit. You've ran this company. You know how to start it. But let's say there's somebody that doesn't know how to start it, and they're trying to find their purpose. They're trying to find out what they are passionate about, and they're just going through the woes of life. For that person, what do you say to them? Just close us out with a wise word.
I didn't know what to do when I was 21, 22, 23 years old. And this won't be for everybody. I didn't know what to do. And I figured there's one person that does know. So I prayed. And I prayed for a year. And I said, what should I do? And on a return Lake Havasu trip, it just hit me out of the blue. I just knew, because my buddy was studying in chiropractic, and I knew that's what I was supposed to do. Some people won't like that approach or don't believe in that, and I understand that, and I respect that. That's what I did. In terms of today, I would recommend doing the same thing. And what do you like to do? And if there's any way we can help, we're happy to do it. I mean, we put on our pants one leg at a time, and our poo stinks too. So we're not proud folks who just think that we're something because we've done GameStation. And if I can add one more thing, the voice, you said some very complimentary things, which I'm very thankful for. I appreciate that. It's super encouraging, but I wouldn't be able to do it, honestly, without the GameStation team. Guys like, that are helping out, like Sofian Soso in France, and these other people, they're so good at just at helping us be really comprehensive to understand exactly what we're trying to do. I mean, it's just I have to share the credit that you gave, so I hope that helps.
And no, it does. It's a fantastic. First of all, I love the answer to your question, and I love that you also deflected some of the praise to your team, because it's not a one-man show. It's not a one-man show. It's a team effort, and it sounds like you are good at leading that team. So I really, really appreciate your time with us being here. Let's do this again sometime. Let's have a post-launch meetup sometime. I'd love to do that.
Yes. Oh, I look forward to it, man. I would love to.
Awesome.
And you are an amazing host. Moon Willie audience, this guy is so good. I would definitely tune into anything he does on The Voice.
Thanks for listening to the official Moon Willie podcast. Don't forget to head to moonwillie.com and learn more about this exciting token.
This podcast is not financial advice. Do not take anything said in this podcast as advice for buying or selling any crypto, stock, index, or other trading tool. You should do your own research or seek the help of a trained financial advisor. This is for entertainment only. The information contained in or provided from or through this podcast is not intended to be and does not constitute financial advice, investment advice, trading advice, or any advice.